everyone, and welcome back to Plus Ultra Pitching. I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer that some of the movements in the video ahead might be a little bit challenging, especially for young pitchers or pitchers who don't have quite the strength base yet for them. So if you have trouble with any of these movements, you can either leave a comment in the comment section below and I'm happy to come up with an alternative for you, or go back to one of the previous warm-up videos and choose a different movement to use in place of that. All right, good luck, and I'll see you in the video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Plus Ultra Pitching. We are still working on warm-ups, and as you can see, I'm outside today. I am not indoors, which means that we are offering our first outdoor warm-up sequence. This warm-up sequence is similar to the first indoor one in the sense that it's going to be a general physical preparedness warm-up. I designed this specifically to minimize contact on the ground, meaning I tried to minimize the amount of time that players are laying with their whole body on the ground, whether it's on the front or the back. So on the indoor warm-up, you'll see we had T's, Y's, I's, we had dead bugs, we had glute bridges. I've had a lot of students when we have outdoor lessons complain of feeling really wet if we're outside early and there's still dew on the ground, or if it just rained the day before and maybe it didn't look wet, but it actually was. So this warm-up was designed with that situation in mind. But with that said, if you are a coach and you like some of the exercises from previous warm-ups, feel free to mix and match as desired. Let's get into what it's going to look like for our first outdoor warm-up. The first thing that I'll have students do is 5 inchworms with shoulder taps. I think we went over this in one of the first indoor warm-ups, but an inchworm, we're going to start standing, and then we're going to hinge at the hips into what in yoga would be a forward fold. So now my hands are on the ground, my chest and my belly are on my thighs. You can bend your legs as needed, and you're going to, keeping your legs as straight as possible for as long as possible, walk your hands out to the top of a push-up position. Once you're in the top of your push-up position, you're going to tap opposite hand with opposite shoulder. So I'm going to take my left hand, still holding the plank, tap my right shoulder, right hand, tap my left shoulder, and then we're going to walk our hands back. I'll show you one more from the side view and then one from the front view. And then this is what it would look like from the front. To start loosening up and activating our shoulders. 5 of those, followed by 5 what my gym calls bottom up squats. I've heard other gyms call it froggy squats. What we're going to do is have our feet maybe about hips distance apart, maybe slightly wider if possible, toes pointing as far forward as possible. If you don't already know how to squat, I'm going to link some videos in the description below from both our strength and conditioning series from a couple of months ago, and also from experts whose cues I really like for squatting. What we're going to do is take our hands, and very similar to our inchworm, instead of being on the ground, we're going to kind of hook our toes, and we're going to drop our hips down into the bottom of a squat position, trying to make sure we feel pressure in the ball of our big toe joint, the ball of our pinky toe joint, and also within our heel. So we want all 3 of these, what we're calling a tripod, touching the ground. From here, we're going to lift our hips up, feel a nice stretch in the lower back and the hamstrings, and then sit back down into a squat. You can have players kind of reach side to side, but what I don't want to see, what I see sometimes is heels off the ground. We want heels to stay in contact, or another thing that I'll see sometimes is big toes kind of, I know it's hard to see with the grass right here, but where that ball joint comes off. We want to keep that nice tripod. This is what it's going to look like from the front view. 5 of those. Then we're going to do 5 lateral lunges on each side. So a nice wide stance. I'm going to lunge over to one side. So I think I went over this actually a couple weeks ago too. So the leg that we're lunging on, we're going to bend that knee, keep the other knee straight, toes pointing straight forward, keeping the knee right over our big toe joint, come up and move on to the other side. Again, keeping that nice tripod pressure on your foot. After our 5 lateral lunges, we're going to move into 10 RDLs, good mornings, but body weight. So if you saw our strength and conditioning video, this should look familiar. If not, I'll link it down below. Hands on the back of our head, and what we're going to do is we're going to hinge at the hips. So we're going to push our hips back, chest forward and down, keeping that nice tripod in our feet, and then coming back up, squeezing the glutes, pushing through the inner arch of your foot on the way up. 10 of these, followed by 10 glove swings. Now I forgot my glove for this video, so this is my prop instead. And when I say glove swings, if you've ever done a kettlebell swing, it's going to look something like that. This is essentially the same thing as the glute bridge movement. So what we're looking for is hip extension. We're looking for our hips to go from this flexed position of hip flexion to hip extension. So now my hips are straightened. To do that, we're going to hold on to this glove, makeshift glove. We're going to hinge our hips back, so chest goes down, glove goes in between your legs, and what we're going to do is we're going to shoot our hips forward, and as we extend forward, our glove's going to come up to about eye level. Let the momentum from the hips lift the glove up. You're not going to lift it up with your shoulders. Again, keeping that nice tripod in the foot. 10 of those, followed by 5 planks to a downward dog. So we're going to start in the top of a plank position. Shoot your hips up and back like you're going into a downward dog for yoga. Take your left hand, tap your right ankle. Take your right hand, tap your left ankle so we can start to get a twist. Then go back to the plank and start again. Let's get 5 of those on each side. Once you're done with that, we're going to go into 5 push-ups to down dog. So one step further, really starting to warm up our shoulders now. You're going to push up, push back to a down dog, push up to activate, down dog to open the shoulders. Once you're done with that, we're going to go into 20 mountain climbers. So again, top of a push-up position. These all flow one into the next. In the top of this push-up, right knee is going to come up towards the chest, left foot's going to stay down, then left knee up towards the chest. Start to get the heart rate up a little bit as I am right here. One mountain climber is going to be one knee going in. So after your right knee and your left knee go in, that's 2 mountain climbers. So 20 is 10 on each leg. After that, we're going to finish with some knee twists from the plank so we can start working some rotational contractions. So from the plank position, I'll show this from the front when I'm done. We're going to take our right knee, come over to be in front of our left elbow, and then swing it back over to our right elbow to our left knee. Let me show you with my left leg what this will look like from the front. Left leg comes up to left elbow, swing it over to my right elbow, swing it back to my left, my right, left. Whew. And after that, your muscles should feel warm and ready to go. All right. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out new videos every single week. And if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up so we can help as many other coaches, parents, players as we possibly can. If you have already subscribed to the channel, big thank you. We really appreciate your support. And if you have any suggestions or questions for future videos, put them in the comments below because I love to hear from you guys. I'll see you guys next week for even more warm-ups. Until then, as always, plus ultra.